showtime. Welcome to the show. Are you ready?
Give me some.
Is that free smoke I see?
Give me some.
CJ on 32s and you rocking out with
The life of Jerry Bear, man.
The real Nova 797.
TK's Garage.
On a budget, man, if you rock with me, you need to rock with free smoke, baby.
Mess with Free Smoke Heavy.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy CashApp.
Beauty 392B.
This y'all doing free smoke. Hey, man, say, man, hey, man, the boy, man, real for real, man.
Free smoke. And you're watching Free Smoke.
Are you watching Free Smoke?
Free Smoke. Free Smoke. Free Smoke.
Free smoke. Rocking with free smoke, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Yeah.
To the latest podcast on YouTube, Free Smoke.
Make sure y'all tune in to the Free Smoke family,
Free
man.
Smoke.
Yo, that
What
intro,
up?
every
What
time.
up? What up?
How did that shit
Every
not
time.
get old yet? How did it not get
Every
old
time. Every time, man. But yo, we in here, man. Sunday fun day. Welcome to Free Smoke, man. Live shows. Y'all know I'm your boy FaTKaT. That garage driven, modern day muscle down below. And we in here, man. Is everybody saying in the comment right now? Free Smoke, bitch! On Sundays, we always do, man. Every single Sunday. Y'all know we bring it to y'all. Man, we got a dope guest, man, as always. Yo, this guest, this evening, man, we are super excited because we've had both of his brothers on the show, but we haven't. If y'all don't know what we're talking about. Obviously, we've had Life of Jimmy Barry. We've also had Tall Guy core reviews, but we have not had him yet. And I think this will be interesting and dope because as far as when it comes to YouTube wise, right? Social media. I think this is one out of the three brothers that are on social media. We probably know about him, I guess, the least. He's a little bit more, I guess. I want to call it private, but kind of just a little bit more not as much information out there, man. So like I said, it'd be dope today to kind of get some insider information. Not insider. We're not gonna get all the tea, but what I'm saying, kind of get a little bit inside of, more, get to know him better, I should say, what I'm saying? And I think it's going to be dope, man, kind of get his side and his perspective on a lot of things that we've seen, the brothers go through and things like that, man, as long as with himself, obviously, and his family. So, man, it's going to be dope, man. So hopefully you guys are in for a treat today. If you guys don't know, man, BYOD, bring your own drink. So hope you got your water. I got my water right here because y'all know, man, I can't drink straight. I can't drink straight water. But I like a little crystal light in there, just a little bit. You see, it's light, right? Crystal light. It ain't dark. Some people get crystal light and they make that joint dark as hell. I'm like,
Maybe
you
put
Kool-Aid.
I'm like, y'all drink Kool-Aid.
Like, don't put no 2 packs in there. You put 1 pack, all right?
Mine is a squirt. Mine is a squirt. I squirt, but I just squirt like a little bit, that's it.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I don't squirt a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, ain't no squirting going on Free Smoke here, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. But anyway, man. So yeah, so we in the building, man. Like I said, man. Without further ado, man, let's go ahead and bring in the guest because we want to make sure that we got enough time with them as you can. We see everybody in the comment section, man. Darry, which is Modern Day Muscle Second Better Half, man. King Quiz TV, man. We also see Cali in the building. Garage Driven's Better Half. Life of Ray, I should say. Carlos De Jesus, man. Kenneth Hudson. You Can't Handle the Truth. Ian 392, the Enemy Librarian. Oh, that's a new name. Appreciate you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Also, I think I've seen like the Two Guns. The Life of Jimmy Barrett, that we just talked about in the building as well. JD Long. Anyway, man, we got a lot of people in the building, man. So we appreciate y'all. But let's go ahead and get to the guests because we don't want to keep them waiting. We got a lot to get to. All right, so we salute everybody that's rocking out with us. But please, everyone, man, put your hands together and let's give a warm welcome to the one and only Mr. Darry Jones in the building.
Yes,
How you doing, sir? How you doing? How you doing?
Doing
Appreciate
good.
you for,
Doing good.
Appreciate you for rocking out with us today, sir. We want to still call you Officer Jones because
Yeah, I just changed the name.
actually on the thumbnail, right, that we did, we were kind of debating. We were like, should we do Officer Jones? Because we know you changed your name. You were at least thinking about changing your name. But I was, we were like, well, he just changed it on IG, but he didn't do it on YouTube yet. So we were like, all right, we'll just go with the Officer Jones. And then you switch it on us like a couple of days later.
No, I saw it. I just changed it. I was like, I got around to it. I'm like, I'm just going to change it now and just put it as Darry Jones. I was thinking about going with Sir Jones because it kind of still fits along the lines of officer.
Right.
So
Right.
I just went with Darry Jones.
That's what's up, man. But we appreciate you for coming through and rocking out with us, man. Let's rock out for a good show, man. A lot of people, I'm sure, are interested in knowing more about you and what you got going on, and you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, just learning what kind of what your future plans are and things like that. Hey, and don't worry about it. Hey, this is a family show. It's a live show, family show. We're all family men here. We got wives and daughters, and some of us got daughters, sons and whatnot. So hey, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We've had people literally ordering food, eating food, you know what I'm saying, playing around with their kids, all kind of stuff, man. So it's all good. Like I said, we enjoy it all. As a matter of fact, we'd rather have it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about, family first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Anyway, man, let's go to get into it, man. So we don't, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to get into it. First thing we ask everybody, man, and we're going to ask you the same thing. And this kind of might be a kind of hard one for you since you're going through like a little transition.
Yeah.
But who is and what is Officer Jones, aka Darry Jones?
You talking about my platform or just me in general?
Let's just start off with your platform because we're going to get to know you later on. Let's just start off with your platform.
Officer Jones. When I started Officer Jones, I started because I didn't see any other like black police officers on YouTube or online in general. And before I became a cop, I really didn't know any black police officers, so I wanted to just have a black police officer channel so people could see a black police officer and be like, oh man, I could do that too, or I could be who I am and do that. You don't have to be somebody, that because I grew up, my brother, tall guy, and like Jerry Bear, we didn't grow up like in the suburbs or nothing. We kind of grew up in the hood in Minneapolis, and I didn't think, I never thought I'd be a cop or anything like that until, my brother got locked up and everything. And it was kind of weird that made me want to become a cop because for some reason it saved his life though. So, and then made me really want to become a cop. And I don't know, I just want somebody to see somebody like themselves and, get them an opportunity to, just know a cop.
That's what's up, man. Hey, what was it like though? Like, what I'm saying? Like, we know your YouTube, you're pretty successful at it. You know what I'm saying? You're doing pretty decent numbers also. But what was it like to be like a police officer and a YouTube at the same time? Like, how were you able to balance that? That
was the hard part. Like, so that's why, like you said, mine was a little more not private, but I couldn't just like I couldn't go crazy. Like, all the stuff my brothers and them was doing, like, if they were racing or doing stuff with cars or talk, like I could do it behind the scenes, but I could not do anything like that on my channel or on my Instagram because it'll get back to my job and then I could get in trouble or discipline. So like,
right.
When you see police officers out there who have a channel, they're kind of like, depending on their department, they can't just be super free and post what they want to post because I would have had 1 million followers if I would have been able to just post like me at the job, driving around, doing what I do. I could have just been posting live all day, and people would have been watching like live PD.
A ride along, YouTube ride along.
You do that, you get fired for sure. So it's a lot of restrictions, and you gotta like make sure you play in both sides of the field, and that was kind of the hard part too. Like I see some stuff, like videos with cops, and I'll be, want to say like, all the stuff and everything, but you can't really go too crazy because you'll get probably get caught up in some politics stuff. You know,
I was about to say we already know you had a Hellcat, so it's kind of hard to not go crazy in that car, man. It's like
that's what I'm saying. It was hard not to go fast, and then first they know it's my car. It says Officer Jones, and then he'll get back
the
to
rat.
Cop cat.
yeah, like cops see it, and he would just be like, "Tell them you're a cop and get out of the ticket." That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tell somebody you're a cop, you put them in a situation where they have to kind of give you a ticket now because you know what I mean. Like, you got the camera on. If I say I'm a cop, it looks like I'm showing favoritism. I can get in trouble. So I don't know, man. It was just crazy. It was hard to balance it, but I tried my best.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, that's definitely crazy, and I understand. Like, it must have been, hard. Like I said, like you just mentioned, because you see all these different things, especially your brothers, and all the different things that that they were doing.
Yeah.
Especially your one brother. Jeremy is still kind of like
he's still kind of in the world. He can't go too crazy because you gotta.
Exactly. But you see, you know what I'm saying. But you see Corey, out here just living his life, and you're like, yeah. So I understand, man.
But no, it's dope though. It was dope. It was hard to do, but it was hard pulling up to my department in a Hellcat and like my car being better than my boss's car. Like everybody. It's just like, but they knew it was from my brother and everything, so it was cool.
Yeah, but that salt still runs deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They still don't like that shit. They be like,
So let me ask you something. Did you feel like on the job? Did you feel like any type of uncomfortability or Joe? Let's say because of the car or anything like that?
No, there was a couple people that would say slick stuff. Like slick comments about I wish I had a brother to buy me a car and stuff like that, but. I didn't do anything that would get me in trouble on YouTube because I knew that people was watching. Like they were watching. I know they would get it back to my chief, and then I know I'd get in trouble. So I tried to keep it as just stay on that line as much as possible because I knew that if I did anything wrong, it was gonna get reported. You know what I mean?
Hey, because I'm sure 90% of those guys that work there wants a Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody there. Everybody want a Hellcat. It's like the car to get. So
and I bet a lot of people don't even know what a Hellcat is. Like they don't know the difference in the Chargers and the Hellcats and all that. I didn't at first until my brother started getting into them. And I thought they were all the same. I didn't even know. I didn't never notice the symbols on the side or anything.
Hey, they hear that supercharger come online though. They know what it is. Though they be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, now they do.
That's something different when you hear that supercharger turn it on.
Hey, but you know what? So. I have to ask you something. We're going to get straight into it now. Answer this as as much as you can. I understand if you don't want to say too much about it. That's like I said, we're cool with that as well. But so answer as best as you can or as much as you can say. And I have to get straight into it because it's kind of the elephant in the room. How tough was it for you to be an officer during those tragic events that happened, in Minnesota? And we all know what we're talking about, so we don't got to name it specifically a couple of years ago. Because I'm sure you had, you're kind of being tugged in two directions.
Exactly.
Your head, your heart, everything was, probably in two different, going two different ways because you were literally on kind of both sides of it.
Yeah.
You can understand both sides of it, I guess. Not understand, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? You're on both sides of the wall or the fence. Yeah. So how tough was it during that time to be an officer in Minnesota?
Yeah, honestly, it was tough, man, because it was like at the department, it was a weird like feeling, like I was only me and one other. It was me and two other black police officers in my department, and then in my whole county, there's only like one more other black police officer, and that's like hundreds of cops. You know what I'm saying? And I'm right on the border of Minneapolis. So we border Minneapolis where I worked at. And it was like I don't know, like, it was like, I don't even know how to explain it, but you know how something happens. So something happened to, what happened. I'm going to say names and stuff like that. But I felt like people were treating me differently, not in a bad way, but like being extra nice and extra, because of I'm black, obviously, and what happened. Like they were just sometimes overly doing stuff because of what happened. And then on the other side, it was on the street, they took it as like it don't matter if you're black, you just a cop, so you just eliminate that whole part, and then having those battles on the street, talking to people, letting them know that hey, I'm just like you, what I'm saying, that's just my job,
Right.
But it was tough to kind of separate the two. I mean, it wasn't tough to separate them, but it was tough to kind of be in that environment because you playing both sides of the fence.
And it's interesting what you just said there, because I kind of wanted to bring that up as well, because I know you wearing that uniform, some people don't care. Like some people, it's a uniform, so you're automatically the enemy. It doesn't matter what you look like, what walk of life you came from, doesn't matter. As long as you got that uniform on, you got that badge on, you're just automatically the enemy. So I could just imagine. That's the other part of it was, you're going out and being out and about in the community. I could just imagine how that must have been like a weird and crazy time with everything. And you're trying to trying to talk to people, keep the peace and everything else. And people just see you as, it don't matter what you say. Like you just said, it don't matter what you say, no matter what you look like, no matter what it is, you with them. And that's it.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, before all that happened, I was like, we did something called COP. It's called Community Oriented Policing. That's where you go out in the community, you do stuff, and you interact with the community when it's not something bad, so you're dealing with people in good moments, so they don't just see you all the time when it's bad. And before all that stuff happened, I was like going and playing basketball with kids. I boxed in my city. So where I boxed out, I became the Golden Glove champion for my state and everything. So I was like a boxer doing that, and my gym was in the city. So like I always would go there, see the kids, and they knew I was a cop. I'd just pull up on, once during my shift or something, just to say what's up, and they see me in uniform, and they know that all police aren't bad, and what I'm saying, I'm trying to make a difference. And then once that's kind of happened, it was like, we weren't doing that same type of stuff anymore plus COVID happened too at the same time. So we weren't doing the community stuff. We weren't interacting with people. So it was just like that happened, and then no more community stuff. So it was kind of bad timing with everything. You know what I mean?
Everything, right? Yeah, like I said, I know it must have been tough, man, but glad that everything that you made it out. Well, you went through it and got through it safe and everything else, man. And what I'm saying. So we're glad that with tragic events that happened, obviously, but at the end of the day, being that you were right in the thick of it, like I said, we're definitely happy and salute the fact that you kind of made it out of that. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, and I know you put this on your channel, but for those people that are in here who may not have watched your videos, what was the final decision, man, for you to what was it that final decision for you to be like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and move on from this career? Because a lot of people that do put on that uniform and that badge, they make it a career, 20 years, 25 years, or whatever it is. So what was that final decision for you to be like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and cut it short, man, and I'm done. I'm going to go on and move on from this career?
For me, man, it was my family. Having my daughter kind of changed. It changed a lot for me having my daughter. Like right when she was born, I kind of and that was way before Floyd. Not to say names stuff, but that was way before everything.
Right.
But when I had my daughter, I was just like, man, it's a lot of risk. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, am I passionate about it? Still, like I was, because you go out there, you're doing your job and stuff happen, and it's just a dangerous job in general. But then I was just driving. I was driving to work one day, and I was just like, man, I really don't want to go to work today. You know what I mean? Like I really don't want to be. I just really don't want to be here. And I'm like, that's not a good mindset to have, especially with being a police officer, because if you already kind of got that mindset going in, you don't know what can make you, tick and make you mad or something like that. And if you're not in a good mindset, you shouldn't be having that type of, you shouldn't be making those type of decisions. You know what I mean? And I wasn't like on the edge where I'm like that mad, I'm going to do something crazy. I was pretty calm as a police officer, but I just didn't want to be in an environment where I'm not happy doing what I'm doing, and I didn't love it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you get hurt yourself, and that's how you hurt somebody else. So I just knew that I just wasn't passionate about it no more, and I knew that,
it was just time.
It was just my time. And I feel like every police officer knows that. They have it in their head. They know, when it's their time. Like, you feel it. You like, I need to be done. But then some keep going because, financial situation, or they have to, or, it is. Luckily, I have my wife, and I have some, money saved up, and I was able to just make that decision and go at the time. But, I could see somebody being in a different type of situation and having to stay at work and not be in a good mindset and be in that situation. So that was really why I did it.
Did you feel did hold no for a second, garage driven? Did you feel with your career as a police officer and with the past events and your family, did you feel like that the way everything played out, you was just becoming like tired of it and you just wanted to change?
I think, when all that stuff was happening with like the riots and then the other thing that happened like during the trial, with the other shooting,
right.
It was just like I was on so many different teams. Like I was on the search warrant team, the mobile field force team. Like that's where the riot team. I was a field training officer. I was training new officers coming in. I was like firearms instructor, use of force instructor. Like felt like I was just spread too thin. I kind of got burnt out, and I was there so much, so I wasn't really seeing my family that much, and I was just working all the time. And I think we played a role in it too. And plus being on the streets and the disrespect and everything, it just all played its role, and it all kind of just made me just like, I don't think I'm going to be doing this for another 28 years, and I'm like, I got to make a decision now or I'm going to stay, so.
Yeah, man, I commend you. I'm about to say,
we respect that.
Officers. And also, I commend all police officers still, man, because I was fortunate that I was able to take a ride along one day with a friend of mine, and like, just like he did a traffic stop. I was just like you just looked. I was just sitting in the car looking at how everything played out, and I'm like, anything. You don't know who's in that car. Anything could go wrong at any time. Yeah. It's just crazy, man. So, and it was like a huge event going on that night in that city we was in. Yeah, it was just like so many drunk people and just doing that, and it was crazy, man. So it was a sight to see.
I always tell my friends, like, think of a situation you were in and somebody was doing something crazy and you just left. And you was like, I don't want to be here no more. This is too wild. The police just can't leave. We got to stay there. We got to deal with it.
Well, you guys got to run to that. You guys got to go to that. Right.
Exactly. So I'm like, man, it gets difficult. Traffic stops, you really don't know who you're stopping. You can stop somebody that has a warrant. They feel like, I'm not going back to jail. I'm not going back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then it's just they want to fight as soon as you get there, and it's time. So
that's the reason why. That's the reason why. Like I always say, man. Like I've never had an issue. I mean, I've had the typical. You got a nice car, this and that, and the third, and they might turn around, do a U-turn, and stop me for whatever reason. But I've never had a incident, and I'm gonna say this 100%. Saying straight up. I've never had an incident with a police officer after they stopped me. Because even though I know that you stopped me because I look young, and this even a couple years ago, I look young, this, that, and third, and I'm driving around a nice car because I've always had decent cars. But hey, I rolled all the windows down, turn the light on. If it's dark, turn the light on. That way, I just let them know, look, man, you're not gonna run into any issues here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there and be confrontational and be like, what you stop me for? Da da da. Hey, what's the problem? License registration, I give it to them. And you know what I'm saying? I let them do their job, and so I could just get on the way. And whether if it was a warranted stop or not, that's always up in the air. But at the end of the day, I know I want to go home, and I'm sure that he wants to go home as well. He or she wants to go home. Yeah. So it's best to just, even though it's an inconvenience, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, your brother is a perfect example. Every time he gets stopped, he's a perfect example. As much as they stop him because he might be doing something crazy or this and that and the third, or they might catch him. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, officer? How you doing? Yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? The only time was that one cop out in Arizona, but other than that,
there was another time though when that cop told him to get out the car. Remember the?
Oh yeah. That's true. In Atlanta.
Yeah,
that's true too.
Yeah. That didn't go too well neither.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, those Georgia police, they strict over there, boy.
Oh yeah, they don't play around.
Yeah. But even then, he kept his calm though. So I think, like I said, he's a perfect example of how to kind of be in that situation where it's tense, something's going on, but you just got to keep it calm at the end of the day, and what I'm saying, hopefully things will work out, man. But yeah, man, the point is, man, you just want to. Look, man, there's not going to be any issues here. I'm showing you everything. I'm not just cracking my windows. I can slide my license plate through. I mean, my driver's license through. You know what I'm saying? Just little things like that make the situation worse because they're like, what are you hiding? What's going on? Yeah. Now you're going to sit there for another, hour while he's trying to figure out everything you got that you might be hiding, versus you just complying. Here, man, check out my stuff. There's nothing in my car. You can see the front and the back. Everything, nothing in here. let's move on. Simple.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people fail to realize that, like, when they get stopped by the cops, even if they're in a four-door sedan car, what I do, I put all the windows down, I turn on the lights in the car. You don't have no reason to think that I'm hiding anything at that point. I'm inviting you in, telling you, hey, look, it's not a hostile situation right here, man. You can see everything I got going on. I ain't got nothing to hide. So I always tell, all my friends that, man, like, yo, this is what you do, bro. When you get stopped, drop your windows, turn the lights on inside the car, cut the car off. That's it.
And again, the argument is always going to be, but they had no reason to stop me. Why they doing this? And we get it. We understand.
Just put your windows down.
But at the end of the day, it's best to live another day, go home to your family.
Exactly.
Instead of now you're sitting there.
Even if they had arrested, bring you to jail, like, you're gonna have your chance to get a lawyer. All that it's gotta happen that way. They can't just put you away and never go to court or nothing like that. They gotta prove what they did was right. And you got lawyers. Right. And unfortunately, that's the system. You don't got like great lawyers if you ain't got the great money. You know what I'm saying? So you might find yourself in a situation where they might have got away with something. But honestly, all the police that I work with, I never really saw anything dirty. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have let nothing like that happen, especially when I'm there. Like, I never saw anything dirty where somebody just did something just to get an arrest or something. Like, you see it in movies, and I think that's what happens a lot. People see it in movies, or they see that one
thing.
And they think it's real life.
You know what I mean? But it's really not like that. It's just a regular person like me or you, but you just doing the job. You know what I mean? And like you said, when you it is very scary walking up to a car. I mean, most cops won't say that, but it's scary. You know what I'm saying? You go up to a car, you don't know who's in it. You stopped it for whatever reason. If you got a valid reason. If you stop it for no valid reason, you're a terrible cop. You shouldn't be out there just stopping random cars. But if you're stopping for a valid reason, and then you go up to the car, and the windows are all tinted black. Like, I'm standing in front of this window trying to talk to you, but behind you, you could have a gun pointed right at me. I wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's one thing. That people kind of think cops are robots. Like, that's why I kind of learned. Like, you don't really look at somebody and say, "Oh, that's a person just like me or you." You know what I'm saying? And
it's a fact.
It happens. I think cops need to recognize too that people are scared too when they're in them situations when they get stopped. Like, I stopped a lot of people and they were like verified. And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Officer Jones, explain to them why I stopped them, break down everything and say, give me a warrant, everything like that. Just to kind of have a good interaction, But sometimes it don't be like that. And I gotta be honest, there's some cops out there that just ruin it for a lot of good cops. You know what I mean?
Hey, so let's switch gears real quick, man. So we all know that you have a family of like automotive YouTubers, man. These guys, you can't get away from it at this point, right?
Oh,
so it's like, we know you got rid of the Hellcat.
Yeah.
Do you plan on continuing like with the automotive direction on your channel?
No, I don't think I'm gonna be doing too much more car stuff. I'm not really into the car stuff. Like, my brothers and them, they love it. They've been doing that since we were little kids. Like, I never liked cars as much as they did. But I like cars, I like Hellcats, I like all that. But I'm more of my brother hates Tesla, but I love Tesla. Low maintenance, it's just chill, nice, fast, it's cool. I'm more of a Tesla dude. And a lot of car people don't like that, but that's me.
Man, I'm telling you, there's a market for that, though. I guarantee it.
For sure. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Hey, which Tesla do you like?
I like the newest one, the Plaid. That thing's crazy. I've been watching all the videos where it's like on the drag strip, killing people.
Yeah, that's nice.
Serious,
very
man.
nice.
Yeah, Elon Musk definitely built a machine there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know the steering wheel though. The yoke steering wheel.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the steering wheel. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of it, but everything else about the car, I'm loving so far.
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple out here so far. I'm trying to get in one, man, and do like a little video on it because that's kind of like my dream car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what's up.
That's what's up. So we've seen you move out. I mean, we've seen you, move on from, your career and everything, which we applaud. The fact that, that you were, I guess had an internal fortitude to be able to do that. Because, like I said, some people can't. They kind of just stay stuck in the rut, even though they're not necessarily feeling it. Yeah. But at the same time, you also made another big move, which is, again, we had to commend. What made you decide to move out to California, man, to be closer? I'm sure one was because to be closer to your brother, but like, what made that decision? Like, you know what? It's time for me to go to, man. I got to leave Minnesota. It's time to go to California.
There's a couple of reasons. The main reason was to be closer with my brothers because even my other brother is not too far away from here, and I can. And then I have another brother also down in Oakland. So it's nice that I can go out there and see him too, and be next to, be here with my brother and stuff like that. And I just want my daughter to know her uncle, you know what I'm saying? And just know that side of the family, because I was in Minnesota, and it's really just my mom, and we have another brother in Minnesota. So I just wanted to come out here and do this and be around them. And actually, I'm out here because I'm starting a business with my brother. I'm not going to say too much about it right now.
He's been hinting around with it. We already know that. Yeah, he's been hinting around.
I ain't drop too much on that, but I'm starting a business with him. And then also I'm doing some boxing too. So I got some stuff in the works, and I'm going to be doing some pro fighting out here too. See how that goes. So I'm working with some good trainers right now. And yeah, I'm back in the gym. So, and this is the best place for boxing. And here in Vegas, I feel like it's the top 2 places for boxing. So.
Hey, y'all, we almost got it, man. We almost got the exclusive. We know we've seen a couple of videos about a business starting. Almost got the exclusive. No, it's all good. So
I always wanted to be my own boss, man, and make my schedule, make stuff happen, and you know what I'm saying, not be working like I was working those type of hours.
That's what's up. So do you think that this is going to be a like kind of like a permanent move, or do you make it something permanent, or temporary, or what?
I think it's more of a temporary thing. I still got some family. My wife has some family too back in Minnesota, and they're a little younger, so we're gonna get back there at some point. But right now, it's just a move that
it's all business, right? Gotcha. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. Hey, so yo, I was watching that video when you was on your way to LA when you was moving.
Yeah.
And you got stopped by that cop though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You literally left McDonald's and got stopped. You know what I'm saying? I think it was McDonald's you guys had left or something right that morning.
No, we had just left. Like I was sleeping. And then my brother pulled over. He had been driving for like 10 hours. He was driving for a long.
I remember you guys switched drivers. That's what it was.
Drivers, literally 2 seconds. So I went to McDonald's. I got like one of the little breakfast burritos, and I'm pulling out of the McDonald's. And it's one of those cities where if you ever did like a long road trip, I don't know if y'all have, but like how you go from the roads where it's like 75. Then it just drops down to like 45. Then it just drops down to like 30. And it's like that, So I'm like, I don't even know what the speed limit is. I'm assuming it was like 45 because it's like, one of them roads where you just kind of go through. So I get on the road and then I just go down the street. Next you know, I seen the sign, the radar that kind of showed your speed and it shows the speed limit. And at that point, it was too late. I was already going. I was going like 45. It was like a 30, So I'm like, damn, and I seen this car flying. The cop car was flying. Like, it had his, like, lights and siren and everything on. So I'm like, damn, I'm thinking it's like a medical emergency, like something, big, because I worked, we're not doing all that for, like, speeding. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big. So we're in a small town, though, so I get it. But I'm like,
that was a big deal for him.
A huge deal. I'm like, damn. Like,
we got one bill. Let's go.
I'm about to say, believe it or not, there's some small towns in Florida where the speed limit's like that, and the cops just wait like that to pull somebody over.
It's got a town called Waldo in Florida. Don't F around in Waldo. I'm telling you.
Where?
Waldo
and Stark. And Stark.
Yeah, those 2 towns in Florida, the cops are vicious.
Yeah, they waiting like wolves trying to get sheep.
That's the thing. I was in a city where it was so busy, you don't really got time to just be sitting there trying to get people for speeding. Like, I never really gave tickets for speeding. I would just give warnings, unless I seen you do it like 3 or 4 times, unless your speed was outrageous. But I never really like a cop out there hunting for speed.
Hey, so what I wanted to know though is was there like a bone in your body that wanted to pull like that? Hey, I'm a police officer. I'm an ex-police officer. Like,
nah, no, man. I was like so excited that I was done. Like I felt so relieved. That I kind of just like left that. Like, I was a police officer. I'm not anymore. I didn't want to bring it up or anything.
Interesting.
But I was mad though because his reason for ticketing me was just like I asked him. So like I usually ask people like, so when I first learned about police, I'm like, when do you give a ticket? When do you not give a ticket? Because that's a decision you get to make. You know what I'm saying? It's your discretion. So like I always gave tickets based on like correcting behavior. Like if I thought that this ticket might correct your behavior and help you, stop doing what you're doing, you know what I mean? I would give you the ticket. But like if I didn't, I'm just gonna give you a warning because a lot of people don't got money like that. Like them tickets, that ticket was $279. I had to pay for that. And so I'm like, people don't got money.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, so I always thought about it like this. When I stopped people who had, it was DAR, driving after revocation, driving after suspension, or like revoked, anything, revoked, whatever, expired, I would, it depends on the situation, you know what I mean? But most of those people, you're going to give them this ticket. It's like a $300, $200 ticket. They're not going to pay it. They're going to put a warrant out for their arrest. Now they got a warrant out for their arrest. They're not going to stop driving because they have to go to work. They got kids. Like it's just like a whole cycle of like, how is that going to help them? Me giving them the ticket. Me breaking it down to them like that. Like somebody's going to give you a ticket. It's going to trickle like that. And helping them like realize, okay, I need to go get this situated. So that's what I thought of it. So I asked him, I said, so what's your reason for giving me a ticket and not a warning? He was like, for safety. And I'm like, for safety? I'm like, dude, it's 5 a.m. There's no cars around me. Like, what are you talking about for safety? Like, I didn't want to, I'm not going to argue with him, but I just was curious on why he wanted to give me the ticket. And he said for safety. I'm like, it's 5 a.m, man. So whatever. I just paid the ticket. You know what I mean?
So I have a question. What is why and now you just said that it's at the police officer's discretion whether to give a warrant or a ticket, right? So is there an incentive to why a police officer would give the ticket?
In my city, it wasn't. I don't know if they have quotas. I know in my state we don't have quotas. Like they don't tell us, hey, you have to make 10 traffic stops. You have to give out 10 citations this month. And some people think at the beginning of the month cops are giving them out. At the end of the month, cops are giving them out.
Right.
It's not true in my state. I don't know how.
I've heard it's not true, to be honest. Yeah, I've heard that too.
It's unethical and it's not. I don't think it's true. I don't think a lot of cops do it. But I think you got to remember that state troopers, and city police are different. You know what I mean? So when you get on the state troopers, traffic's there. That's what they do every day, all day. So you're going to get a citation for something. You know what I mean? Because that's what they do. I'm in the city, so I'm dealing with domestics. I'm going to your house. I'm dealing with everything. So traffic's like on the bottom scale for me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I never had a quota or anything like that. We just, I based it off of, just the interaction and if you had that type of stuff going on in your record before, you know what I mean? If you had like 10 speeding tickets before I just gave you a speeding ticket, then it was like a couple of days ago and they gave you a warning, or I'm gonna be like, okay, you obviously are not getting it, you know what I mean? So, here's a citation, you know what I mean?
Hey, so we know the Hellcat was like, it was done crazy, man. The wheels, wrap, everything, man. The car was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Wide body, obviously. It was a wide body, you know what I'm saying, Hellcat period. And that's what everybody wants, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of people want that wide body, you know what I'm saying, for some reason, but I don't know what it is. But like, at what point did you realize that Hellcat just wasn't for you? Like,
yeah, when the George Floyd stuff happened, or I'm not gonna say the name, but when that happened, it was too much going on. And then I never had any issues though. Nobody ever like threw rocks at it or scraped it up, or I would see people while I'm driving. No one ever like said anything to me. But when it was hard driving that around, especially after that whole incident, because it was just like it was just I didn't feel comfortable driving around in that. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yo, so also obviously you said you like Teslas, electric cars, so that's kind of like your thing. Yeah. What if Dodge said, well, we know that for a fact. Dodge is coming with an electric car. Would you ever consider buying another Mopar at that point? Like if it's an electric one?
If they came out with a Challenger that was electric, I'd probably get that.
All right.
I ain't gonna lie. I like the body. I like the style of it. And I just like how you said that wide body just makes it look like just beefy. Yeah. Teslas don't look like that,
Nah, they don't.
They look more.
I mean, they trying to with that plaid or plaid.
Yeah, they trying to, but they can't look like that.
Yeah, man. But you're gonna have to switch over. You got a family now. Come on, man. You gotta switch over to that Charger. You gotta switch over to that Charger lifestyle.
And that's the Hellcat. The Challenger was like, it was cool for the kids, but it's not a family car at all. You know what I mean? That's right. It's too crazy, especially in Minnesota. Another reason why I kind of wanted to get rid of it was 8 months out of the year, it's just sitting in my garage, not doing anything.
Yeah, Minnesota, that car wasn't like, I get it. Yeah.
If I knew I was coming out here, I would have kept it though, because I had no idea I was coming back out here. So I would have kept it because it'd been nice to have out here. Just it's different.
Yeah, LA's that. I will say that's the place. Have something like that to ride around. That'll be tons of people will be looking like that. That's dope.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just kind of like a different vibe out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I get it. Yeah. Yeah,
California, they like that. Like I seen a whole bunch of cars wrapped and everything. In Minnesota, you rarely see a car wrapped or anything like that. I mean, there is a car world there, but I wasn't really into that. I never was really around them that much. So just like
oh my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I said here you see it all the time.
Okay. Yeah, California is definitely a big car scene. And you kind of got a little bit of everything. There are a lot of the imports are out in California as well. I think on the coast you have a lot of California and on the East Coast, Florida and stuff like that. You got a lot of the import scene, and kind of like in the Midwest is where more like muscle cars and all that. Now, granted, the muscle cars are starting to branch out a little bit into the coast as well. Now that Dodge has kind of made like a big stamp in the game over the last couple of years, but it's really a lot of the import scene is on the coast more. But anyway, I kind of want to and forgive me if I might have missed this, but I kind of want to reach back real quick, kind of revisit a question that Garage Jimmy asked you as far as the channel of the direction of your channel. I know you say you don't really plan on going automotive, but what like where do you plan on going? Like what kind of content do you plan on putting out, especially out there now that you're in California and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. If I'm gonna do more like, I don't know if I'm not doing family stuff, but I know I'm gonna be doing boxing, so I'm gonna be doing a lot more boxing content type training and stuff like that. Just focusing more on that. But
okay,
I'm trying to, once we start doing this business, I'm trying to have YouTube. I don't want to have YouTube being like my main thing because YouTube is YouTube's a different game.
That's just a roller coaster.
You have you stressed out here more than policemen.
You're right about that.
Yeah. It's a different world. I like doing it, once a week, or twice a week if I can, and just having fun with it. Because I want to keep it fun. You know what I'm saying, and just have fun with it. But yeah, I'm thinking just with the boxing and stuff, kind of doing that and recording that, the training and all that. Just trying to motivate somebody, try to do something different, take a leap.
That's what's up, man. Now I have to ask you a question. From your perspective, we've talked to your brother Jeremy before. Obviously, we've talked. Tall Guy's been. I don't know if you know. Tall Guy's been on here. Your brother. Yeah. So so we've had the pleasure of having Corey on here as well. So so we kind of get the puzzle a little bit as far as how you guys came up, your upbringing and things like that. But from your perspective, did you ever believe that your brother would be in a position he is today? I'm specifically talking about Tall Guy, Corey.
No. I mean, he probably told y'all the story about when he was grabbing that Hellcat for the first time, and he called me. He was like, "Yo, I'm getting it." I'm like, "Man, you ain't gonna be able to afford that." He didn't have I'm like, I knew he was gonna get it because when he got something on his mind, he's gonna do it. Ain't no one stopping him. So I didn't tell him not to get it, but I'll just like enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a hefty payment, and it might come repoed in about a month or two. but he didn't even know he was going to do YouTube. Like he just told me like, I want to do videos like this because there's nobody like me doing videos. There's nobody out there that's just real doing it. You know what I mean? And I was like, right. No, just do it. And then he put the first one out and it cracked, and all his videos are just cracking. And I'm like, dang, bro, like this is crazy. His first check, he got his first check. And it was like enough to cover his car. And I was like, dang, bro, that's like, wow. Like no one even knew you could make. I mean, you knew people were making money on YouTube, but like you didn't really know how and what they were making. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was just like, I'm going to go all the way with this. I'm like, yeah, but you got it. So I never thought he'd be like a YouTube like star or anything like that. I always knew he'd be something. You know what I mean? He just has heart. He works hard, man. He's a hard worker. One of the hardest working people I know.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, we definitely see that, man. And it's crazy to see like where, like I said, where he came from. I remember watching the videos when he was, when he first got the car and everything else, and to where he's at right now. It's dope, driving supercars and stuff like that. That must be like surreal to see, like literally, like. And I think I asked Jeremy this as well. Where it's like, how crazy is it to literally? I mean, because I think Jeremy had the Lamborghini for a little while in his garage. So I'm like, how crazy is that to literally come out, or for you to fly out to California? He's like, damn, somebody got a Lamborghini in our family. You know what I'm saying? And not just one, but now two, or at least it was two before he sold it. But you know what I'm saying? It was like somebody got supercars in our family. Now, how crazy is that feeling?
It was nuts. I remember when he got the McLaren, and I was like, whoa.
Right.
I didn't even know what a McLaren was. You know, before all that, I'm like, he got it and drove it. I was like, this is like top notch, top level, you know, and just being able to drive that and then him having the Lamborghini, the Aventador, and the Urus, like, it's crazy because now it's kind of like normal, you know. And that's what's like, you just see it now, and you're like, oh, it's just a Lamborghini, you know. Before in Minnesota, you lose your mind. You see the Lamborghini just riding down the street, but now I can get in and drive it whenever, and it's not really a big deal, you know.
He told how to normalize that during the family. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Like, you got a Lamborghini. Like,
he did it with his Hellcat. Like, even a Hellcat, like, seeing that was like crazy in Minnesota, you know. And he did that with that. Like, Hellcats are just like normal now, you know. And that's like, he normalized the car stuff. And all his friends' cars and everything, like, you go over, you see his friends' cars, TJ Millionaire, Mentor, you go over there, you go over to Three's house, you see all the cars. It's just like, all those cars are just normal now. So it's just wild, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I think that's why a lot of people, like, once they get to that, you know, I think that's why it's always important to have goals and aspirations because, you know, like, above materialistic things, because once you get there, it's like, okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's just normal now. So it's like, what do you do from here, you know? Like, so like I said, so that it's dope in the sense, and it's also dope in the sense that, you know, you guys did get to that point, you know, where it's in the family, it's normal in the family, and now you guys are working on bigger and better things, you know, that doesn't have to deal with materialistic things. But anyway, I want to touch on this real quick because, you know, you kind of mentioned it a couple of times, especially you being out there in California now. And actually, that was one of the things I wanted to ask you was about your boxing career, because we seen you on Tall Guys videos a couple of times, man. You got them hands out there. We see you. You know what I'm saying? So, so like, and like I said, I know you kind of touched on it a couple of times, you know, today. But you know, what do you actually plan on doing with your career, your boxing career? Obviously, you plan on getting back to it, but like, what are your like goals in the boxing world?
I mean, right now I'm just trying to get like I'm out here in California, and like it's a different type of like scene for boxing. Like it's like night and day. You know, Minnesota has some good boxers and has some good gyms, but like here it's like pros. It's like pros all in the gym. They sparring all the time. It's everybody's here to spar. You got the pros in LA. You get the pros in Vegas. Like you can get the good sparring and you can go out there and compete. And it's like it's just crazy. And the trainers, you know, got good trainers. So I don't know, man. I got some good trainers right now, and I'm just working on, you know, getting the fundamentals down and then, you know, seeing where I can go from there. But I do have a fight date, but I'm not supposed to say it yet. But I'm working on my first pro fight. It'll be before the end of this year, so I'm trying to get ready.
Oh, nice.
So,
nice. That's what's
hopefully
up.
it all works out and plays out how it's supposed to. But I should have my first fight before the end of the year. So.
Yo, would you ever do one of them YouTuber boxing events?
I'm trying to do it like I'm not trying to come into it like a YouTuber who's a fighter. I'm more trying to do it like a fighter who actually has a YouTube on the side. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't want them to, because people are gunning for you. They'll think like you just trying to come over here, do some clout, and then get out. You know what I'm saying? I love boxing. You know what I'm saying? I've always loved boxing. Anybody who knows me knows I've been like boxing since I was a little kid, and just never really had the opportunity or time to kind of give it all, you know, give it everything. Because boxing is something you got to give everything to. Because you don't play boxing, man, you can get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think my goal is to become a champion, man. If everything works out the way I want it to.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. And you know, Godspeed to that, and you know, hopefully it all works out. And like I said, man, salute to you. And at the end of the day, you know, we feel that that's in y'all blood anyway, man. So you know, your whole family is like that. When you guys put your mind to it, you know that you guys are gonna be there. We already seen you put in work, so you know, so definitely good luck on that, man. We salute you, and we definitely gonna follow that journey.
You know, that 1 year I won Golden Glove champions, and I went to nationals, and I went out to Olympic qualifiers, and I did all that, man. So just now that I got the time, I'm trying to make it go a little further, see what happens.
I want to get in this question real quick from Demon Knowledge because he asked this kind of twice in different ways. But what do you think about like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is, I don't know if you know exactly what that is, but a lot of people when they think of Jiu-Jitsu, they think of like the like the karate type of stuff. But but Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is more of like the MMA / UFC type of things, that you when you think of that, especially on the ground game, I should say, not the striking per se, but the ground game. Like, you ever thought about getting into something like that?
I actually was like, so I was a use of force instructor with my police department. And they sent us to like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu like training. So they teach you like jiu-jitsu for cops, like training with your, everything you have on and all your, your gun and taser and all that, learning how to use those moves if you get in a situation like that. And that's one of the hardest things. Jiu-jitsu is tough, man. Like, ground fighting is a whole nother level. I think I'm gonna stick to just hands because you're just specializing in just the hands. And like, you don't got to learn like grappling and like, all that escaping, wrestling. I'm not a big wrestler, but I like UFC, but I don't think I can mess with that. That's a whole different game. Kicking and grappling is not my style. I just like messing with the hands.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, shout out to Jim Minaji, by the way. Jim Minaji was also a police officer, man. So big time shout out to him, who is now turned he has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school, actually, a gym. So big time shout out to him. And also, I'm gonna get this in, man. Shameless plug, what I'm saying, for my son, my 10-year-old son, who also does. Well, actually, I got a 16-year-old and a 10-year-old that both do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. My 10-year-old, he just did a world's competition about 2 months ago, and he placed third in that one. That was world's competition. Yeah. And then he just did another big competition, Grappling Industries, this past weekend. He had double gold, no gi and gi. He placed double gold. So big time shout out to my son as well.
One thing I
had to throw that in there.
One thing I will say
Jiu-Jitsu
is it is the most like it's something that I would like. I'm gonna have my daughter do jiu-jitsu. I'm not gonna have her. I'm gonna have her box and stuff, but in a fight, I'd rather use jiu-jitsu instead of boxing. If you punch somebody, your hands is not wrapped and everything, you break your hand. So many little fractures you can do. You know what I'm saying? Jiu-jitsu is like more of like a real life, real world situation you can use. You know what I mean? If anything, you need to defend yourself. You know what I mean?
Well, and the way I look at it too, because when we were first looking at something, and that's how we got into it, we were actually looking at it for like, what can we do to like defend themselves, right? Yeah. And at the end of the day, we have to be honest with ourselves. 90% of the fights, 95% of the fights, if you're out in the street somewhere, they're going to end up on the ground. For sure. You end up on the ground. You might get a couple punches, this and that, but then you end up on the floor. And then what do you do from there? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So that's the reason why we did that, man. But big time shout out to all the people out there, in the martial arts game, or just anything, man, period. You know what I'm saying? So big time shout out. Shout out to my son Noah out there choking out kids left and right. Had to throw that in there. Anyway, man, but real quick though, because we're getting ready to come up on the hour here, and I know you're kind of strained on time, but for the rest of 2021, and I think we kind of already got a feel for it, but for the rest of 2021, what are your main goals?
My main goal is get everything situated with this business, get all that taken care of. We still got some stuff we're working on with that, and then just get this training, get as in the best shape I can for this fight. Mm-hmm. And then the best thing about this whole experience is I get to spend the most time with my daughter and my wife. You know what I mean? So it's been real good. And my wife, another thing that happened with my wife, shout out to my wife for her being, she is, and giving me this opportunity too. She's a travel nurse, so she's able to pick up a contract anywhere we need to go or do anything like that. So she picked up a contract out here. So that's another reason we chose California. A nice contract out here.
I was gonna kind of ask you that as well, man. Like, not to get too deep into your your personal life, but I'm sure obviously got to come back and probably discuss it with your wife as far as what your plans were, and hey, I'm going to go ahead and resign from the force, and then also on top of that, we want to move out to California. So how was all that news with your wife? Like, did she take that okay, let's do it, or was it a little resistance there?
There was a little bit of resistance, but she wasn't resistant on me resigning from the police department. She wanted me to do that. She was happy that I made that decision. And but the moving out to Cali was a tougher decision for her, because but we got to it. We just prayed about it, and then just everything worked out. That's how it happened.
What's up, man? I'm sure with her leaving family behind, you know what I'm saying, also, you know what I'm saying, that both of you guys, I guess, leaving some sort of family behind, it is rough though, regardless, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's tough. And that's why I said this is a temporary move for maybe a year or two, and then we'll move back and set up shop back in there. So
Yeah, get things going, get things established.
Yeah, and then
go back.
Yeah, that's
what's up. So on that same note, man, what does let's jump forward, to 2031, 10 years from now, right?
Yeah.
So now you're old and crusty. You're 38-year-old man, or I don't know how old you are, but I'm just saying, right? So let's say you're up there, you're upper 30s or whatnot, old and crusty. You know what I'm saying? So, but at that point, though, 10 years from now, if what does success look like to Darry Jones, man? What, like, you sitting down, whatever it is, like, okay, you wherever you're at in your house or whatever it is, like, and you're sitting there, like, okay, I made it, man. Like, I'm successful.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm at a good place in my life. What does that look like for you in 10 years? 10
years for me. I mean, I don't need like a big house and all. I don't really need like fancy cars or nothing like that. For me, it's more like I'm financially free. You know what I mean? And so for me, that's more like I have money coming in, but I don't have to give my time to anybody or anything. So I just have a whole bunch of passive income coming in, the real estate and the business and other stuff. And I'm able to be like around my family because I want more kids. So my wife wants more kids. We're planning on having a couple more. So for me, it's more just being around and then having income coming in where I don't have to work as much. And that's pretty much, that's what my whatever looked like. I don't know. Not that flashy. It's not that. Some people.
Hey, but that means you'll be around to be a father figure daily in your kid's life. You know what I'm saying? And that's
right.
You can't ask for nothing more than that, man. That's a blessing right there.
Oh yeah. But no, that's my thing. If it goes in 10 years from now, hopefully I'm a champion and I made a whole bunch of money with the belts and everything. So then it'd be cool. I'll be in that situation already.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Like I said, man, we hope, and pray, and we're not even that, but we know that everything's gonna work out for you, man, because you got a strong team behind you, not only with obviously you and your wife, and your daughter, man, but also, saying your family as well, as far as your brothers and everything else. So it's dope to kind of see you guys all on social media. I know it's funny because I know that like when Tall Guy first, I keep saying Tall Guy. I know you guys call him Corey, but I know when he first started hitting successful, we seen it on video where he was like pushing everybody, like your entire family. He was like, yo, y'all need to get on this.
Yeah, he's like, make a channel. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to be out there on social media like that and everything. Yeah, he definitely pushed everybody to do it. Push everybody else.
He was like, "This the new crack. This the new hustle, man. Let's get it." So, but I was saying, so it's dope. But it's dope though that I know your other brother as well. I think up in Minnesota. I think he did one video. I remember that, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
The comments I think got to him. The comments can be crazy. They can be ruthless. They I don't think a lot of people can handle that. People see
you gotta ignore their ass, man. Just move on.
The trolls will go crazy. They'll eat you alive. You know what I mean? So some people don't get that, man. Some people don't like any type of criticism or any type of comments and all that. So everybody sees YouTube and they're like, "Oh, I want all that YouTube fame," but then you gotta look through the comments and see what everybody's saying about it.
Yeah, that's shit crazy.
No, that's true. That's true because everybody gets hate, and like you said, the more successful you are, is like the more people want to. See you fall for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, I had a big spiel about that on one of our later videos, actually pertaining to your brother, man, because a lot of people, for some reason, they were just, because it is what it is. Like the last couple of videos, did not do as well as he's used to, and some people like just took that and they're like, it's almost like they're throwing parties in the street, and it's like. Why? Like, why are you guys so anxious to see somebody fail? You know what I'm saying?
Someone's downfall. Like, what does that do?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's sad.
So crazy.
Yeah,
It's so crazy.
You ain't got no life, man. Misery loves company, and they just miserable. You know what I mean? So
Right.
can't do nothing.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy. But anyway, like my brother Garage River said, man, we just ignore them people and just keep moving, man. I think Organic said it best to me. Because we had DM'd them because we did a video on him, and Organic probably got he literally got like watch parties.
Yeah,
like
he has the most haters. He got the most haters on the planet. But one quote that I always think of, and my brother sent to me a long time ago, years ago, is like winners focus on winning, and losers focus on winners, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's really what you gotta do. Just focus on what you got going on and keep doing what you do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we had posted a video, like something about because we do automotive news throughout the week, and we did a video about them, and somebody was in our comment section going crazy. We had a couple of videos like that. Where people just be in the comment section going crazy, and I ended up taking a screenshot and I sent it to him. I was like, yo, like your watch party is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just on some whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing about Organic always hit you back. DMs or whatnot. So, Organic, he hit his back and he was like, he was like, I appreciate you, man, but I forget exactly what he said, but he was like, I don't waste my time with, da. He's like, I'm up here, I'm winning. I don't even waste my time with what they got going on down there. So I was like, you know what? Say no more. I understand. And that kind of opened my eyes as well. It made sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm winning over here. Why would I even waste my time thinking about what somebody got going on because they're hating on me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got time for that. Like, I'm winning over here. So keep it at that. Anyway.
People hated Jesus, man. What you think they ain't gonna hate you?
Facts.
So you ain't that special. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna hate you too as soon as you do good. People don't want to see you do too good. They want to see you do all right. They don't want to see you do too good.
Big time facts. Demonology asked, who's older, you or Jeremy? And somebody answered it. Yeah, somebody said Jeremy. Jeremy's the oldest one. You're the youngest one, right?
I'm the youngest one, yeah.
Look at that, man. You're the youngest one, man. He's the most calm and relaxed. Yeah. Well, your brother up in Minnesota, your other brother in Minnesota, he's kind of calm too. He's kind of chill.
He's the oldest, and then Jeremy, then Corey, and me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's what's up, man. Jeremy's the wild. He's definitely the black sheep.
Yeah.
He out and about and wild and loud and everything else, man. But that's dope. That's dope to have, man. It's dope to have again. Seeing your family all make it on on social media and seeing you guys have each other's back more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? That's the dopest part. Seeing all you guys, the bond y'all got and the fact that you guys literally ride for each other, man. That's dope. Man. See the trips that you guys do together, man. We seen a lot more, when y'all took out to Hawaii and all that. So with the families, man, that was dope. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could have been out there with them with the manta rays, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
It was crazy. I was nuts. And I lived in Hawaii for like 3 years. I never did nothing like that.
Some things are too big for me, bro. I'm like, I would have been like, I'm good. I'm gonna look at it from the boat.
It's an experience, man. You might have to do it if you go out there.
Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. The manta rays are huge. And I know seeing them in person. I'm an animal guy, so I've seen them always on TV and all that. I know in person got to be crazy because things are huge, man.
Yeah, it was a little scary. They got real close. They get real close to you, and they just eat all the I don't know what it's called, but they eat all the food that's right there. You know what I'm saying?
The plankton.
They eat all the plankton. Oh. Like they're not putting the plankton out there; it's just out there. So they come and swim right by you, and then touch you and everything. They say if they touch you, it's good luck. So
okay.
So one touched me, so I got some good luck.
That's what's up.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. So that means everything you got coming out for this year, man, in the future, man, obviously is going to come to fruition, man. And like I said, we definitely here to watch you, man. But anyway, man, like I said, we don't want to take up too much more of your time because I know you got the family around, you got your daughter, and all that, man. So we don't want to take too much more of your time. We're right at about an hour and change. But before we let you go, man, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to my guys. Modern Day Muscle, man, Garage River, anything else for Darry Jones before we let him go?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for, coming on the show and sharing your perspective, for what it's like to be a police officer and what's going through a police officer's head when, certain events or situations happen. Also, thanks for sharing, events through your perspective of what happened in Minnesota as well. So greatly appreciate all of that. I look forward to seeing the new content on your channel, and I wish you the best, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys having me on here too, man.
Hey man, same here. I just want to appreciate thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate that, man. You taking that time out on a Sunday to hang out with us for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And also, just want to wish you all the best, man. You know what I'm saying? In the future, everything you got going on, the business, the fight that's coming up. Hey man, we're looking forward to see it all, man. You know what I'm saying? So, salute to you guys, man. You guys keep doing that top level stuff you guys are doing over there.
Sure, man.
Yo, is that fight gonna be televised? Because I know you said it was like your first pro fight.
It'll be streamed. I mean, you'll be able to watch it on our live stream. Though.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. Make sure you put that, if you don't mind, man. Put that information out, man. I definitely would like to see that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna put it all out once it gets finalized.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. But now we're gonna go ahead and pass it over to you, man. Anything you want to say? Any last words before we let you get out of here to all the viewers and followers?
I mean, I just appreciate y'all having me on here, man. Shout out to Free Smoke, man. Y'all doing your thing on here, man. And yeah, that's it, man. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we definitely appreciate you. Like I said, we thought it would be dope to have you on because, again, we get to see a lot of Jeremy. We get to see a lot of, obviously, of your brother, Tall Guy. And, and like I said, because I guess of your occupation before, there was a lot that you could really put out.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying, it's dope to kind of get, like Monica Moses said, to get your perspective on a lot of things, man, and, see things from your lens coming up. So like I said, we appreciate, the fact that you came on here and, shared that with us, man. Like I said, we don't take anybody for granted that comes on to our show, especially when it comes down to people, that's real, live some real life stuff and coming on here to share it with us, you know what I'm saying? So we greatly appreciate that. But other than that, quick couple announcements, man. Don't forget, every single day at 7:00 p.m. Eastern, we got a video that comes out. Automotive news for the culture. Don't forget to tap into that. Every single Sunday, we go live as well as we are right now tonight, 7:00 p.m. Eastern. Hey, next week we got none other than Love and Slim, actually. Look at that coincidence. We got Love and Slim coming through the building. Next week, we've had Tall Guy out here once before by himself. Jasmine made an appearance towards the end. Now we're going to actually have him on for an actual Sunday special live show. So they will be in the building next Sunday. Also, we got another one coming up. Sometimes we do them on Thursday as well. If we gotta fit them in there. So this actually Thursday, so before Sunday, this Thursday coming up, we got PC Customs. PC Customs will be in the building. As y'all know, PC Customs is basically the mastermind behind all of CJ on 32's whips. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to the paint and everything else, man. So we're definitely going to have him in the building. We'll have them in the building on Thursday. So we got Thursday PC Customs, and then Sunday Love and Slim, man. Jam-packed, action-packed, a lot of dope shows coming up for you guys, man. So again, man. But back to you. I guess we call you Darry now. Yeah. Is there like a nickname? Is that your nickname?
My nickname is just Darry. I mean, my middle name. They call me my middle name Dino, but you can call it
Dino. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So definitely, man. Salute to you, man. Again, we appreciate you for coming on the show. Like I said, we don't take it for granted, man. We love to have you back on anytime you feel the need to. Maybe when you knock out your opponent at the end of this year, so we definitely have you back on. You know what I'm saying, with that belt draped around you and everything else.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, man. So we definitely have you back on anytime.
Yeah, make sure you have dramatic lighting too. Dramatic lighting too.
Yeah, man. So definitely, man. But other than that, man, we greatly appreciate you one more time, We appreciate all the people that rock out with us in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to rock out with us for the rest of the week, man, and also for the next shows that we got coming up, man. Other than that, that's all we got. Bless up to everyone out there. Big time salute and shout out to the Free Smoke Squad. Darry Jones, man, aka Officer Jones. We gotta get used to calling you Darry because Officer Jones is what sticks, right?
Started it so everybody remember me as. So.
Right.
Yep.
So, but salute to you one more time, brother, man. All the best to you, man. Again, we wish you the best, and we'll be here tapping in, man. Keep it up with you.
Appreciate it, man. Y'all be safe out here.
Man. We out of here.
Appreciate you
Later.